And thanks to those joining us live and those that will be joining us on the archive. Box Topics, we're back on the attack. Finally, Christine and I could sync up at the right time. Finally. The universe and
Been
the stars
busy. Been
finally let
busy,
us
bro.
align.
Been busy.
The stars are finally,
Absolutely.
all right, we'll let them do a show this time. We'll let it
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, it'll
Um,
work.
Christine,
Yes.
how you been?
I've been doing well. I've been doing well, really well. Very busy, but really well. Doing really good. I'm ready
You
to
see
talk
how
some
like
boxing. I miss it.
you see how much happier she was that she didn't have to deal with me like for 3 weeks. She's just like a brand new person. Like she's like,
I
wow,
needed a vacation.
woo,
No, no,
man.
no, no. No, I have been busy, but no,
I
I'm very
see the
happy that
light.
we're here
I've
we
been
are.
baptized. You know, what I mean? She's like all over. But us go ahead and look. Look, first of all, we missed out last week. Um,
Yeah.
it was a significant week because a former
Yes.
unified welterweight champion,
Mm-hmm.
the cowboy rode away. All right. Down under
Yes.
Errol Spence, you know what I mean,
Earl Spence.
from Texas.
Yeah.
He look, first of all, he's had a great career, by the way. So congratulations on his retirement.
Absolutely fabulous
Um,
career.
but we have to mention, of course, the fight.
Yes.
Tszyu, Errol Spence. The way I saw it personally is immediately the legs looked gone, like immediately. That's the first thing that stood
Mm-hmm.
out. The reflexes didn't look that bad to me in the first few rounds. I was actually expecting him to get better as the fight progressed, but the opposite happened. I thought maybe he's going to get
Yeah.
the cobwebs off.
Right.
But it seemed to me that as the fight progressed, he just got old overnight. Not that it was overnight, but that's how it felt, and his reflexes just weren't there. And
Yeah.
he wasn't really able to anticipate what Timzu was throwing at him. He also, for the first time in his career, I believe, wasn't the big guy in there. I think he felt a little
Mm-hmm.
bullied, and the punch
Mm-hmm.
resistance of the bigger man. And I think Spence, like changing it to 160
Yeah.
benefited Zoo more. And now Zoo wasn't
Yeah.
cranky, trying to make weight anymore. He was probably
Right.
bigger on fight night. And lastly, just I just think I don't like to use the word shot, but he definitely wasn't himself anymore. The Spence of old is gone, in my opinion. I saw an old Spence. I saw a pretty past his prime Spence, and I think it showed in this fight, Christine.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I know that you've always been like a huge fan of Tim Zhu,
Still am.
and still are. And I'm not taking anything away from him, but he's just never been that dynamic to me. He is a
Mm.
superstar in Australia. I give him, all the respect, but he's just never been that guy for me. I really thought, hoped, and prayed that we were going to see Errol Spence, retire after this fight, but on his terms. He was going to win. He's going to be like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen that way. Actually, it was kind of painful. Like, I kind of had like PTSD from whenever he fought Bud. Not that Zoo is on any caliber near Bud, but just seeing EJ take the punches and the shots, like he was in it. Like you said, his legs were gone. And we know that his legs were gone in the Bud Crawford fight because Bud was touching the body, and so I just kind of had flashbacks. It was kind of sad because I love him. I know his family was there, his dad and his girl and his kids and stuff. So it was sad. Congratulations to Tim Zhu. Do I think he's going to go on to be, you know, this amazing world champion or undisputed? No, but he did beat Errol Spence. So congratulations.
King the King says Tim may have beat Arrow, but he did not look good either.
Yes,
Before we get to
very true.
Tim, the one thing that didn't leave Arrow, even when he got that sustained beating by Bud, the one thing I never saw from Errol Spence was a man that backed down.
No, no.
He always had the will and the heart and
Mm-hmm.
determination, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the definition of a fighter that you have to protect from himself for sure. Um,
Absolutely.
Like there's no quitting the guy. He's from Texas and he's got the heart the size of Texas, and
Yep.
like that never went away. I mean, he's definitely a
No.
warrior, and the effort was there. Just that his body wasn't responding to what he wanted to do. It looks like.
Yep.
I
It
saw
wasn't.
him go to the body. It just didn't have the sting.
The
I
same
saw
pop that
him.
he used to have. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him counter Zoo. It just didn't have, like you said, the pop anymore.
Mm-hmm.
To make Zoo second guess every time he threw it. It wasn't
Right.
quite there like that.
Yep.
Um, I even gave him some of the early rounds because he was outworking Tim,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But he just didn't have, like that stamina anymore anyway to continue that consistency for 12 rounds.
I
Um,
can't even
you know,
imagine, like, in your head what you want to do. Your mind is telling you that you want to do these things, but your body is just not reacting. Your body is not, you know, playing along. It's
yeah.
doing something else. So I can't imagine how frustrating that is, him in the ring and then him getting touched the way he was. Yeah, the body definitely was not cooperating with what the mind wanted to do, and it was sad. I love Errol Spence, and he gets all my respect for sure.
Now this was a fight with two fighters with a lot of question marks.
Hmm.
Um, Spence's were answered, we kind of know, and he acknowledged after the fight, announced his retirement, and
Hmm.
he's made a lot of money in the sport. I know he has his own ranch and he's doing his own thing, so I'm sure he'll have a great retirement. For Tim
Yes.
Zhu, however, there seems to be more questions even after the win, right?
Yeah,
And and
absolutely.
and and a couple of things that stood out to me. I'm not exactly sure he's progressed as a fighter with Finnick as his trainer. I know Finnick is a Australian legend. After the fight, they both kind of did their victory lap and we're saying things like, "See, we proved the haters wrong," and this, that, and the third. My thing is like, I wouldn't celebrate too early because you were expected to beat Spence, right? Like
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
what you were kind of expected to do.
Yeah.
Um, he still got touched up though. It's just that Spence didn't have the
He did.
firepower at that weight class to do much. He
It, it,
you could tell his punches were affecting Spence. But
they were adding up. It wasn't
my
one punch,
thing,
knockout, knockdown. They were adding up.
100%, 100%. I'm not sure that fight proved he has real middleweight power. He's going to be campaigning at middleweight. Number one.
Yeah.
Second, I'm just not a fan of like he's never been the most prolific with the jab, but he has abandoned it even more.
Hmm.
It's gone
Hmm.
from rare to like non-existent, the jab.
Hmm. I
So
agree.
where's the jab at? I mean, if you're gonna
Right.
be fighting like that, might as well go to your first trainer. I don't think they were doing a
Absolutely.
bad job with him at all. Like, but it is what it is. I
Y-
also
You know,
didn't like the and I want your perspective as this as a coach, and I'm sure you saw it. He was telegraphing the hell out of that right hand,
yeah, he was.
almost like winding it and waiting to throw it.
Hmm.
I'm gonna throw it right now. Like that's how it
Hmm.
felt. And
Yep.
I almost felt like Spence knew it was coming. His reflexes just weren't
He just couldn't
cooperating
do
with him.
anything about it. Yeah,
What do you
and you
make of
hear
that?
that a lot. You hear that a lot from boxers, even ones that aren't, as you put it, shot. I don't like to use that word either, but even, sometimes it's like, man, coach, like I saw the shot coming, but there was like nothing I could do about it.
Mm,
Like I wasn't reacting fast enough. And it does happen. It does happen. Um, in telegraphing, yeah, absolutely. It's like, here it comes, here it comes. It was ridiculous. And nobody else at that weight class is going to stand there in front of it. No, nobody else is going to do that.
mm,
If I have to describe the performance of Tim Zhu, I would say it was very flat. It was very flat. Yes, he did beat EJ, but there was no dynamics to it. And like you said, he kind of maybe even took a step back because he did abandon the jab. So you have to, even though you won, you have to go back and you have to look at it and you have to have a discussion with your team and say, was this really the best that I could have done? What was I doing well and what did I not do? It's just, it needs to be done. But a lot of times people, they win and they're like, good, I'm good. I don't have to change anything. I won, you see? But it also depends on who you're in front of.
yeah. Yeah, I would have liked them more. Look, I get it. You know, you're in a high. You just beat a former unified champion. Although there's a lot of details behind that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I get it, right? And by the way, I didn't have a problem with the fight. I thought it was a good fight for both of them at that point in their
Yeah.
careers.
Yeah, for sure.
At the very least, Tim moves forward. The question is, how much more forward will he go?
Mm-hmm.
Good news for Tim is that Adamek, not Adamek, what's the name of the dude from Kazakhstan?
Not Adamak.
Like, I don't know why I keep calling him Adamek, the former Polish fighter, for some reason. But
Chat, help us
he's
out.
like he's going to move up to 168 pounds, right? So he's gone, and Tim's just calling out Arizlandi Lara, and I will say, Christine, Lara isn't what he used to be. Janabek, thank you.
No, Janabek, yes, Janabek,
But
yes.
now, granted, I'm not going to count out Lara because that left hand is still a freaking pistol. But he doesn't. His feet don't move like they used to.
No,
He
they
ain't
don't.
twinkle toes no more. I'm just saying.
No, and it's another one of those fights where it's gonna be just mediocre. And I'm sorry, I don't want to be disrespectful, but if I happen to be home, I'll watch it. But it's not something that I'm just gonna be really like pining to watch or like so excited and change my plans because it's on. And there's many fights that I change my plans because somebody's fighting.
Do
But
you
that would
think?
be,
But
do I think
do
what?
you think that Lara, despite his legs not being what they used to be,
Hmm.
could he have one more in him? Can he put on a
Yeah,
performance against
you
Tszyu?
know this is boxing. You know what I mean? Everybody has a puncher's chance. We know Lara. He's very skilled, even though his legs don't move very well. He does have some power. He does have some
Mhm.
pop. Anything could happen. Tszyu, like you said, he kind of took a step back, and if he continues like that and he telegraphs his shots, yeah, then Lara's definitely going to win.
100%. Virtuoso says Tim Tszyu can punch, but he can't move his feet properly. Needs to do half steps to avoid clinches. Now, I will say, one of the first things I noticed in that fight is the legs of Spence. Like he was like he looked uncoordinated, which is very Spence. If anything, he always had a good base, solid.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was gone. Like that was like great.
You
It
know what
reminds
it
me of Emmanuel
reminded me
Stewart.
of?
Yeah.
It reminded me of Regis Progray,
Mm.
because in his last fight too, and the fight before, we saw where his legs weren't quite cooperating. And I think you and I had a
Yeah.
discussion, and I was like, I really feel like it's a neurological thing,
Could be.
like something with the brain, and it's just not connecting. It's not they're not communicating. And it just kind of reminded me of the same thing whenever I saw the way Spence was moving as Regis, just reminded me of
Look,
that.
there was, and we talked about this last year. That there was a footage of Errol Spence. Now, granted, it was very early in him starting to train again, but he
Mm-hmm.
was hitting the pads, and it just didn't look really good,
Mm-hmm.
right? And at the time, I
Yeah.
wondered, like, is this just because he's been out of the ring for that long and he just kind of get settling back in? But I always like one of the reasons I picked Tim Tszyu to win is because, believe it or not, I was thinking of that footage.
I didn't know that you picked him. I thought you picked Spence. Okay.
No, I picked
Okay.
the Tim Tszyu to win.
Okay. Okay. Because
But
of the footage. Yeah.
here's because my thing was always I seen footage of I've seen fighters who start hitting the pads or a punching bag, been out of the ring for a long time, but their muscle
Mm-hmm.
memory immediately clicks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like they look sharp. Maybe not as sharp as when they're like real deep into camp, but they look sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Spence didn't look sharp at all, actually. Like if I didn't know there was Spence, I would think it's some amateur that barely learned how to box doing it. That's how bad he
Yeah.
looked in that footage, right? But I was
Yeah.
definitely hoping that was just or whatever, and maybe he would improve. But I knew immediately at the start of that fight something was up with those legs. He just didn't look right.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I'm gonna kind of take this a different way. Like I want to talk about something else too, because, you know, as a coach, and this is no shade at like Ronnie or anybody else that Spence would have picked to work with him, because I mean, who wouldn't want to work with Spence, But I feel like we as coaches have an ethical responsibility. And it sounds so funny because boxing and ethical, sometimes they just don't go together, especially when we see all the snaky shit that goes on in boxing.
Yeah.
But I just have to wonder, and I know there were signs like where Ronnie was thinking, man, he could really get hurt, or I don't know how this is going to go. And I just wonder what the thought process was. And I'm not saying that he did or didn't do this. I'm just thinking that a lot of times people are looking at the dollar bill, y'all, and then they just say, well, as long as he doesn't, whatever, it's going to be okay. So I just really wonder what was going on through Ronnie's, mindset. I wonder what it
Interesting.
was like as a coach. That's just what I think.
Right. Well, I will say this: even though Spence lost, and I
Hmm.
scored it like 9-3, I thought it was a very clear win for Tszyu. Um,
Yeah.
what I will say is this: it's not like, despite me seeing that, okay, EJ doesn't look quite the same, he didn't embarrass himself either. Like, it's not
No,
like
no,
it wasn't like, oh my god, get this guy out of this ring. What is it like?
no,
He
no.
was still fighting back. Like, he was still landing on Tim. But which brings me to this, and I think this is the issue with Tim. You winning or losing cannot be dependent on whether your opponent could hurt you or not.
Right.
Like, that just can't be it. And it seems every time a guy can hurt Tszyu wins. When they can hurt him, all of a sudden he doesn't look so good, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in this fight, he won because Spence couldn't hurt him in this fight.
Yeah.
If Spence was able to hurt him, we probably are having a completely different conversation.
Yeah. He would have
Right?
crumbled. Yeah.
So what I
Yeah.
want to ask you is there anything Tim can do to change that? Because it seems to me that's the ethos of Tszyu. Like, can this guy hurt me or not? And if he can't, I'm probably going to win. If he could hurt me, I'm probably going to lose.
Yeah. Honestly, anything's possible, obviously, but this late in the game, like it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. It's like once you have your mindset and once you have like your muscle memory and everything that goes along with the boxing, you're pretty much set. We've seen many, many boxers where they get a new coach in maybe the first round or second round, we might see a glimmer of something new and maybe a different mentality and then like a different game plan. But then they always go back to, what they were doing before. So I don't believe that will change. Psychologically, it's in his head and I
Mm.
really don't believe that he will change it in his boxing career. I don't.
In my opinion, the best Tszyu ever looked was against Tony Harrison, and then the fight that
Mm-hmm.
followed against Mendoza.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best he's ever looked, and I haven't seen an evolution of improvement since then. If
Yeah.
anything, I've kind of seen him decline, right?
Yeah. I
And
have
this
too.
is not the time to decline, but we'll see.
Right.
Though, I mean, in fairness, middleweight isn't exactly stacked. You know what I mean? It's not
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
No.
Um, a lot of those fighters have either they're past it like Lara, or they're not like exactly these unbeatable forces themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
it's
think
just a
he's gonna
matter of what
ride
kind
the
of
train as long as he can. I mean, why not? Like
guy.
in Australia, he sells out. He's a superstar. His dad is iconic. I think that he is going to just go until he can't go anymore. And
Yeah.
nobody's going to say anything because he's the superstar
Hmm.
there in Australia.
Did
And
Jeff
he and
Fennick?
he and he's a good opponent. He's a good opponent for an American fighter or a UK fighter.
Jeff Fennick is probably the best fighter in Australian history, a legend in boxing in general. A great fighter, but I still have questions of him as a trainer. I didn't see
Yeah.
any improvement out of Tszyu this time. It's got to be honest.
No, right. And this is the thing. A lot of people, it is what it is. Just because you are a great boxer doesn't mean you're a great teacher, coach, teacher. Coaches are teachers. They're more than that, but they're teachers. And just because you were a great teacher doesn't mean you were good in the ring. Things like that just don't go hand in hand. They don't. You're either a
Right.
good teacher on the outside or you're not. You're either a good fighter on the inside or you're not.
100%. But you
Hmm.
also, Kane says, honestly, I was scared for him before the fight because of how slow he looked in the training videos.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And
yeah,
Richard says, shit, Tim, I still run into issues at middleweight. Well, that's where he's campaigning. Guys are bigger, guys have more punch resistance, they punch harder. So it's going to be interesting for Tim moving forward. The
yeah.
GOAT Mario P says Spence had quite a bit, in my opinion, even after the Crawford beatdown. It hurt his confidence more than anything.
Hmm.
Um, well, yeah, plus the beatdown, plus the
Right.
inactivity that came with
Yeah.
it, right? Plus mentally, he doesn't need the money anymore. So how motivated was he really? Right, outside
Yeah.
of curiosity, we'll never really know, but
Well,
those questions remain.
as far as the money or whatever, like, I mean, did he need the money? Didn't he need the money? I don't know. I don't know if he did or didn't. I mean, we know that he has, a ranch, and he's got his horses, and he's got his homestead. But I mean, we also knew that in the past he partied. Was this like, you know what, I'm going to make my money and then I'm going to be done and then I'll be okay?
Yeah, way of
Did he
life. Yeah.
need the money? You know?
Mm, good point.
Mm-hmm.
And even in this camp, he said, "Oh, this time I'm going to train 100%, be disciplined." You can't undo, right, the past, right?
Right.
Like you can't undo that. So,
Absolutely.
like, look, it is what it is. A shout out to Spence, though. He still had
Absolutely.
a great career, and
Yes.
people
I'm a
define
huge fan.
legacy. Like people define legacy in so many different ways. But the
Mm-hmm.
most important legacy you could have is the financial security of your family, and he definitely had
Yes.
that. Like you know what I mean. So
Absolutely.
uh, he'll be able to spend time with his kids and family and all that
Yes.
good stuff. So shout out to Errol Spence. All right,
Yeah, no, nobody can
Christine.
take away all of his accomplishments. So shout out. Yes, happy retirement. Love you.
Quick late reaction to Fulton missing weight by 6+ pounds after they gave him a 3 pound change. He agreed to 130. He wanted 135. They told him, well, we'll do 133. He agreed. He came in at 139.
Listen, bro, anybody that follows me and sees my content and even here, they know I am not a fan of Fulton. I'm not a fan of him.
Mm.
Is it because I don't like his personality or because I don't think he's that great of a fighter? No, it's the fact that he is not disciplined. He's not disciplined. It's not about the weight, the going up, down, whatever, changing weights. It's about his work ethic, and I just don't have respect for people like him because, his opponent and opponents in the past, they're killing themselves in the ring, in the gym, trying to get
Yep.
ready to meet you in the ring. And you're playing around just like Keyshawn Davis did. It's like I have no respect for that at all because this is the hurt game. You can die in the ring, and
Yep.
people are out there training 24/7 to prepare for you, and then you just acting like it ain't shit. Like I can do whatever I want.
Yep.
It's a slap in the face. I don't like him. I'm not a fan. Never have been.
This is why I was very angry, and it's hard to get me angry. All right. Maybe not that hard, but still. When he missed weight against Foster, I mean, let's talk about Foster made weight. He didn't make
Yeah.
weight. Foster's the
Yeah.
one defending the belt. This dude's over here. He's getting a title shot. He doesn't make weight, right?
Yep.
Foster made the weight, but then they made it for lightweight for the lightweight title, a vacant belt,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Yep.
I don't have a problem with Foster fighting for the vacant belt, but I did have a problem with someone who just missed weight,
Mm-hmm.
um, getting a title shot, and
That
just because he
opportunity.
lost,
Yeah.
yeah, just because you lost and got beat up after by Shock Foster after that, it doesn't undo the
Mm-hmm.
fact that you got a title shot, right? After you missed weight, you should have been
Exactly.
fined and you should have been suspended. Is what should have happened, right?
Facts.
But I feel like that enabling made him, I guess, believe that he could come overweight, whatever, and they're still going to let him fight. And
Yep.
and I think there's a pattern here at this point. He
There's definitely a
claimed he did
pattern.
everything he could. He said, I'm sorry, I couldn't lose any more weight, but nobody's buying it. When every fighter is side eyeing you, that's not a good sign, bro. right?
If you waited till the last week or last few days, hell no, you're not going to lose the weight. If you
Yeah.
started whenever you sign after you signed the contract, okay. I believe he couldn't make it because he just probably just started like a week ago,
Yeah.
before the fight.
And how fair is that to Liam Wilson, who had a whole training camp, made weight
Not at
himself,
all. Not
and
at
he has no
all.
fight?
Yep. It's horrible. And what promoter is going to take a chance on him again? That is money. That is just money in the furnace. Light it up, burn it up.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Not to
By the
mention, not
way,
to mention his whole his team. They're probably like depending on this money that they're going to get the percentage of, and there ain't shit. You
mm,
know, it just sucks all the way around.
he was never the same after that Inoue got a hold of him. I'm just saying. All
Mm,
right, like,
mm,
it's what it is.
I
But
mean,
man, I don't know. Like, what are we gonna do?
I don't
I
care if I ever
guess
see him again.
I
I
guess
don't.
he's gonna campaign at junior welter now. He's too small for that weight class. Good luck, bro.
Yeah,
Right?
good luck,
Like
bro.
good luck. Right?
Yeah.
But we'll keep it moving here. Soon he'll be campaigning at heavyweight, like, I guess. But
Yeah.
Zepeda versus Roach.
Yeah, that was quite a fight.
There's an old
Quite a
saying in
performance.
boxing: styles make fights, and
That part.
I think this was a clear example of that. Um,
Absolutely.
Zepeda style was all wrong for Roach. It's this what
Hmm.
it is. Zepeda did his thing. I like the fact, by the way, Zepeda wasn't just coming in on a straight line this time. Using
Mm-mm.
angles, and
He
I think that's
was.
great. He showed improvement,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that you always want to see that from fighters, right? So
Yes. Growing. Yes.
Roach admitted he wasn't really anticipating that, right?
Hmm.
I'm not sure how to feel about that. I appreciate the honesty, but at the same time, you know. But your thoughts on the fight, sis, and Zepeda's performance?
Well, Zepeda looked amazing. He really did. And in all fairness, like, with Roach saying that he was not anticipating that the angles and the movement and stuff like that, whenever you're preparing for somebody, you look at film, you watch film, you study film. Your sparring
Mhm.
partners are going to mimic exactly, if you have a good coach, exactly what your opponent's going to do. So I can see not anticipating that. But I can also say that, and I love Roach's dad. Like he is a very underrated coach. He's very talented. They have many champions. He's a
Yep.
champion, his brother. But also you fought other guys before that have worked angles, that have been able to box more. And I just never saw Roach change gears. It's like he wanted to stay in the pocket. He wanted to prove that he could outmuscle Zepeda, which was not true. And you have to know when sometimes you're not the stronger fighter, or maybe you're not the faster fighter. You have to be the smarter fighter. There has to be a plan B and possibly a C. Like, hey, remember when we fought so and so? He was working angles, and what do? We got to like switch it up, switch the gears. There has to be more than one plan.
Well, this one thing, like adjustment by the numbers that Zepeda made in this fight, right?
Hmm.
And we're so used to seeing Zepeda, who has like crazy stamina. By the way, I mean, this guy doesn't stop,
Oh,
right?
yeah, most
Uh,
Mexicans do.
yeah, no, but he's like another animal. Like he's just like,
Hmm.
I mean, like this guy. I was always used to him throwing like 90 punches in round one. That was his warm up, and then
Yeah.
he would throw over 100 punches per round for the rest of the fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and that worked with a lot of fighters. But I think when he got in the ring with Shakur Stevenson, he realized, what, volume in itself isn't enough, right?
Right.
Like just throwing 9 punches without
Hmm.
stopping. Maybe I should have said like feint or
Yeah.
step to the
Yeah.
side, or
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
something
Set it up.
different between the
Hmm.
punches, and that's what
Yeah.
and the numbers show that.
Yes.
If you look at the compy box, he never really threw over 100 punches this time. He still threw
Yeah.
high 70s,
Yes.
80, right? He was still throwing
Yeah.
a lot of punches, but he took his time before he
Hmm.
started to
Hmm.
swarm. right? And I think that
Yes.
that made the difference in this fight.
He looked amazing. And I mean, everybody knows that follows me, is I made a prediction. I really, really believed that Roach was going to win. And even though I know how strong Zepeda is and how active he is, and he is just no walk in the park, I really felt like Roach was going to be a little bit smarter. Not that he's not smart, but that he wasn't going to stay in the pocket with him, and he was going to make it more difficult for Zepeda to catch up with him or get to him. Um, but I was wrong. I was dead wrong, and I can always admit when I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not wrong very often, so it's like I could just like no
Well,
thank.
look, Zepeda started with 43 punches thrown in round one, which is very low for him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
After that, it was 70s, 80s for the most part.
yeah.
Round 70 through 90, that was the highest he threw in one round.
Mm-hmm.
By the
Mm-hmm.
way, that's still very high, by the way. But what I want
Yeah,
to emphasize to people is that that's low for him.
for him, yeah.
Yeah,
He
but
looked
I think
amazing.
but it worked out better for him,
It
right?
did.
Like
It did.
in my opinion, because in
Yeah,
just throwing more punches, you're just kind of just throwing to throw. Uh,
exactly.
where this time there was more thinking behind the process,
Absolutely.
and I think it showed here. I will say I could see why Roach is trying to stand his ground, because standing his ground against none of these guys are bullies, but in terms of boxing against the bully Tank or Pitbull Cruz
Mm-hmm.
worked, like it worked against those guys, right?
Yeah, but whenever you see that it's not, then it's time to change it up.
Yeah, well, I agree
Just
with that,
saying.
but hey, I mean, the pit doesn't give you a lot of time to think either, though. Like there's just he's nonstop. He just keeps
No,
going.
no, and that's whenever you sit down for that, like, I mean, they say a minute rest, but it's like 45 seconds, 48 seconds, really. That's
Mm,
when you like start to have that discussion, like we're gonna have to change things up. And I'm not criticizing the corner at all because, like I said, I respect them and they're amazing. But we just did not ever see a shift in gears or even
right.
talk of shifting gears. So to me, that was a very worrisome for me. And with Zepeda, though, he was a beast. He was an animal. We saw a different layer of his talent. And what I mean by that is that each time somebody gets in the ring, over time, we should see progressions. They should not be
Yeah.
stagnant. They should not be the same. We should see these new things that they're taking on and learning. And we definitely saw that in Zepeda. And he's a great example of continuing to grow and just get better and better.
Yeah, it seemed to me like before like the relentless pace of Zepeda was always a strategy, like a kind of like a my offense is my defense. I'm gonna throw so many punches
Yeah,
at you that
yeah,
you're gonna be on your
yeah.
back foot. But
Mm-hmm.
then eventually fighters caught on to it, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
fighters kind
Mm-hmm.
of caught on to it a little bit, and even
Yep.
like in this fight with JoJo, he got caught clean several
Yep.
times and
Yep.
stunned a little bit, but then he would
Mm-hmm.
just overwhelm them, right? But
Yes.
then I think the higher you go in levels, that's just not going to be enough, right? But
No.
this time he would start smarter, and
Yes.
end smarter between those swarms.
And that's my point. Like, I mean, we see him when he did fight JoJo, and he's had other past fights, and look how much he's improved since then. He's grown. He
Mm,
went back, and I'm sure he and his team, they watched the video. They're like, okay, you did these things well, but guess what? You didn't do well. So now we're going to work on those things. So he is such a great example of how a boxer is supposed to progress each fight.
right.
He's a perfect example of that.
Yeah. And by the way, a lot of people were kind of looking at the Tevin Farmer fight and saying, "Oh, well, if you struggle against Farmer, what's Roach going to do?" And that's proof that you can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? It's
You
not
cannot
like,
do that.
you know, no,
Hey, I mean,
you
were
know,
you the same podcaster like, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago that you are now? No, it's like you grow, you grow. You can't go back by past things and say, oh man, he really sucked back then or she really sucked back then. No, you
right.
cannot look at things like that. You just can't.
I agree 100%. So, but I did see the improvements from
Yes.
William Zepeda. He didn't stop being an offensive fighter. He just he
No.
became a more efficient offensive fighter. I will
It
say
was
that.
it was a beautiful performance. It really was. It was a symphony. It was really, really beautiful.
Right.
It was.
A
But
symphony,
do
like
I
a
think
like
Roach, it was a symphony. It was a symphony. It was amazing. But do I
a
think
symphony with some
we're
mariachi in it, right?
yeah, of course, absolutely. Do I think that Roach is
Like a touch of
finished and
mariachi.
like no, no, he's still going to do great things. He's still going to do great things. I think that a lot of times in a loss like this, you can go back and reevaluate and change some things, and then you can come out stronger. And I feel like Roach is that kind of guy, and his team are that kind of team where they're just going to
Mm.
grow from this. And he's a danger. He's still a danger.
Yeah, I was very impressed. No rounds. We threw over 100 punches. He just became more efficient. And that's been like the transformation of him as a fighter. Lamar
Hmm.
Roach, look, styles make fights. So
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, I think Lamar Roach is still a bad style for Tank. And I think Tank is a bad style for
Hmm.
Zepeda, if I'm honest.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just looking at the
Okay.
styles, right?
Okay.
Um, Now, granted,
I mean,
Tank's
Tank,
been so
why are we even
inactive.
talking? Yeah, why are we even talking about Tank? Like we haven't
No, no,
heard
I'm
a
just
peep.
no, no, I'm just trying to establish that he's not done. It was just a bad style for him, is what I
Yeah,
think.
for sure,
So
for sure.
you're going to into styles that just aren't made for you. I'm just going to
Yeah,
put that
that's
out
true.
there.
I agree.
I think Roach could still give a lot of guys problems. With that said, styles make fights.
Absolutely.
Let me just put this out there right now.
What?
Isaac Cruz still stomps the Peta.
Oh, you said stomps.
Stomps
You
him.
said
Isaac Cruz.
stomps.
Isaac
Hmm.
Pitbull Cruz. And I know people are like, nah, what do you mean? Like I'm telling you right now.
I will
I'm
just say
telling you.
this. I could have agreed with you 1000% before this last fight. But
Mm,
now I'm gonna have to like really think about it, and I'm gonna have to really watch both of them. But because I will say this, I'm gonna say this, okay?
yeah.
Isaac Cruz, amazing, wonderful, but what he has not grown or changed. He's the same guy.
Mhm.
Zepeda has grown. He's added more things to his arsenal, and he's just gonna get better. So I'm
Sure.
just gonna say that.
Uh, he's going to walk into one of those, as Kane says, wild swings. He's going to land one of them. I
I
actually
mean, they
don't
are
think
wild.
people, but I don't think they're wild though. I think he may throw them looping, but they're pretty precise punches.
I will say they're
Um,
awkward. I'm going to say they're
yeah,
awkward because you don't know how to telegraph them. So they're awkward.
he
Not
like what he's got like no neck, so you're not gonna knock him out. You know what I mean? He's got like his dome, like he could take. He
yeah.
ate punches from Tank like they were
I
M and
mean, he
M's.
is
I'm just
definitely a
saying.
pit bull. He's definitely a pit bull.
Yeah, he's gonna tuck his chin in, and he just has a way of throwing the looping shots without even having to look, and they land on target. And I don't think Zepeda's gonna like those. I'm just saying.
Right.
Just gonna put that out there. So we'll see. I want to see it though. That's a Mexican war right there. Why not? Like that's
Oh
plenty of
my
time.
gosh. Okay, see, I would change plans for that. I would change plans
That's
for
right.
that fight.
That's a great fight for a Tszyu undercard. I mean, what an
Oh,
amazing fight that
wait,
is. You
wait.
know,
Tim
what
Zoo
can I say?
undercard.
Can you
Oh,
imagine?
Lord of mercy. No,
Exactly. Lord have mercy. What an amazing event.
Lord of
Let's move
mercy.
on. Um,
Yeah, let's.
I'm kidding. But so this is why I'm wearing a hat indoors because I feel like it. That's why. Why are you
Wait,
commenting
somebody
about a hat
said
indoors?
what?
Yeah,
Somebody
why are
said,
you wearing a hat indoors? Because I
oh
feel
my
like it.
gosh. Oh my
Because I
gosh. That's
want to.
so
It's not because
dumb.
I'm bald, by the way. It's not because I don't have a full head of hair, by the way. Because I feel like it. Because it looks cool. Because I want to represent Texas, or like my mom would say, to see who would ask, right?
I
A ver
like
quién
that.
preguntaba. So Skye Nicholson signed.
Just
Matchroom
got signed.
Matchroom makes a deal with MVP.
Smart.
Essentially, what it means is Matchroom girls are going to be going to MVP cards. Is what it means.
Hmm.
So Massive and Skye Nicholson Look, what I will say is this though: she's gone from the golden girl of Matchroom to just another girl on MVP. Like that's what it is.
Yes,
I get they made
that
a big
is what it
announcement and
is.
everything, but
Yes.
she's going to be on the middle of a card now. It's not going to be like she's the headliner or
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's going to have to get a big win or something, right? To, but I will say this, Christine, I did
Mm-hmm.
not see this one coming. I did
I
not
have
ever
to
think
agree
I'd
with
see
you.
the day.
I have to agree with you. And then it's like, did you ever play when you were a kid? Did you ever play
Mm.
Battleship?
Yes.
Battleship, the battleships they like
Yeah.
corner and they like take over. It's like
Beast.
this
Like
is
I would
exactly
destroy you in that game, by the way. I would just annihilate you.
whatever,
So,
bro.
yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, MVP is the king battleship right now. They are cornering everybody. I'm just waiting to see
Mm.
when the deal with Salida is made. I'm just saying. MVP is taking over. Okay? They're taking
We're
over.
taking over. Is
Yes,
that
I'm just
song? I'm just
saying.
saying.
They're taking over. So it's like I don't know how to play chess, but I know that you have to protect your queen. Is a queen, right? The queen.
Hey, but
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, shout out to Eddie. I'll give Eddie
Shout
one
out to
thing.
Eddie.
The one thing I'll give Eddie Hearn is if his fighter can make more money and it has better
Yes.
opportunities elsewhere, he lets him go there. That's what he did with Katie Taylor with the
He's
rematch against Toronto.
business. He's a
Yeah.
businessman and he cares about his fighters. I this has been years ago. This has been years ago. But I had the
Yeah.
privilege of working with he and the team like about 3 or 4
Mm.
times when they came to Texas. He is a great guy. He is such a great guy. He really
It's
is.
all right. It's
He
all right.
is. He is. I got to be around him on a personal level and his
Look,
team and they
look,
were
when he's
really
doing an
amazing.
interview, when he does an interview and he's like reciting his conversation with Katie, and he's like, "I told her you got to go. The money is just too much for you to say no. Just go ahead and go to MVP. Do this Toronto rematch. The money is like crazy. You have to do it, right? Because he's
Hmm.
looking out for Katie Taylor, right?
Yeah.
And he's not dumb either. He's gonna get a cut. So like
Of course,
yeah,
of course. He's like I just said before, he's a businessman, but also he does care about his fighters. He does. He is a
yeah,
businessman, obviously, but he does care about his fighters. I've seen it firsthand.
yeah. Look, Canelo wanted to fight in Mexico, made more money in Vegas, but Eddie still made it happen for him. Right?
Hmm.
He's like, all right,
Hmm.
we'll do the fight in Mexico. Right? Probably lost a lot of money doing it, but he did it because it was going to make Canelo happy. And then Canelo
Yeah.
left him anyway. But like at the end of the day, he still did what made Canelo happy. Right? So
Yeah.
this is what Eddie does. Like, so shout out to him. And in this case, like Skye, I don't know where he told her this, but probably had this conversation with her and was like,
Ay, hombre.
you gotta go. What do you mean? I'm just saying. It could have been in a
Ay.
restaurant. It could have been, I don't know.
Telephone.
Telephone. They called her on the cell phone. You know what I mean? You gotta
Yeah.
go to MVP. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
so
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and that's what she did.
Yeah.
And she's in better hands at the moment, whether people like it or not.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes,
MVP
I
is where
love
it's
it for
at.
her. I love it for
Yeah.
her. But like you said, she's not top dog now. She's in the middle. It's like there are
Mhm.
so many superstars that MVP
Like you're not
has.
the
Like
heir
it's
apparent anymore. Like
beautiful.
she felt
Yeah,
like the heir
no.
apparent to Katie Taylor for Matchroom, but now
Right.
she's went to a bigger pond, right? She went from
Absolutely.
a pond to an ocean now,
Yeah,
right?
there's a bunch of fish in that ocean. Bunch of
Yeah,
sharks.
which isn't
Yeah.
bad for us because it's just yet another fighter in
Hey,
the
it's
mix at
good. It's
MVP.
good for us. I love it. It's good for us. It's
100%.
beautiful.
And it also showed that they really didn't have anything for her in Matchroom right at this point. So
I mean, yes.
um,
Okay, there's that too. There's that too.
yeah, like, but man, so
Hmm.
Sky Nicholson goes over there,
Yes.
right?
Congratulations to Skye Nicholson. I think that's fabulous.
MAW in the building
Oh, I have to
from
say, hold on. I have
us.
to say,
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go
Hell,
ahead.
hell, I just have to say, okay. So I was thinking about this. So now that she's with MVP, do you think she is going to want to get the rematch with Tierra? She'll have to move up, but I'm just
So
saying.
before I get to MAW, I will say this. I genuinely believe that
Hmm.
Sky Nicholson wants no part of Tara Brown. and I'm
Same.
basing this off of the energy I get off of her, right? Like, if
Mm-hmm.
she really wanted the rematch with Tara Brown, like if she really wanted it like that,
Yeah.
she would have talked to Eddie to make that rematch happen, whatever it
Yeah.
took.
I
And
agree.
I'm talking like, well, I'll take the money you gave her in the first fight and give her the money I made in the first fight for this
Yeah.
rematch, right?
Yeah.
She didn't want to do it. And
I
not only
agree.
that, like she moved down the weight class.
Yeah, I agree.
To, like she moved away from the weight class where she wanted Serrano and all this because Sierra Brown was there.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean, by the way, I'm not saying she's scared or anything like that. Like, you know what I mean? But I think she knows she can't beat Tara Brown.
She doesn't want another O. I mean, another L.
She can't beat her. Like that's my
No, she
opinion, but
can't.
I feel strongly about it.
She definitely cannot beat her.
And I feel like, and you tell me I'm wrong, Christine, sometimes fighters just know,
They do
especially
know.
once they fought somebody, I can't beat that guy. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
beat that
not
girl.
fear of the person in front of you. It's the fear of the L. Like, really, like they're not afraid of that person, but they know that there's a possibility that they may come out with their head down. You know.
She had everything. She had the promotion, the
Yeah.
time. They
Hmm.
decided the date. They decided the location, the promotion. They decided all of
Everything
it, and
in
she
her
still lost.
backyard. Absolutely, in her backyard, on her
Yeah.
front porch,
So
back porch.
I don't. She does. She's not even talking like somebody that wants a rematch with Skye. I'm sorry,
No,
with Tara Brown. She's talking like
no.
somebody that wants a campaign at 122.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it just is what it is. You know what I mean? And I think she dodged a bullet with Scotty moving up, in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying. Now
I
Scotty
agree.
versus now, do I think Scotty wants to fight Tara? Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, they both want to fight each other.
And maybe Sky could be on the undercard of that great matchup.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
That would
I'm
be
just saying.
cute. I would
Because
definitely be
now
there.
Sky just needs to go wherever they put her. That's just the way it is now,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Do you
Mm-hmm.
think MVP, however, will put her on some card in Australia?
I think so. I mean, they're gonna make money with the stadium sells out. Like, I mean, they also are in the business of making money. So yeah, I can see them doing that. Why
I'll tell
not?
you a fight I would do if I'm MVP. A fight I would do.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
They're both Australian. I
Okay.
would just put like Sky needs some type of fight to get started. Just put her in there with Ebony Bridges.
Oh yeah. I don't think they're ready to do that though yet. I
I know.
don't
What are they
think
waiting for with Ebony?
I don't think that
If they don't do it now,
well,
the next person's gonna beat Ebony.
you know
Like you
what?
know.
You know
So
what? If the money's right, it'll happen because I know her manager he would probably like to protect her, but if the money's good, then yeah, he'll
what
do it.
was there's some problems with Ebony Bridges. First of all, Ebony's getting old. And that's number one.
And
Ebony did not look good against Alexis. She got totally beat up in every round.
she beat
Right.
got beat up. Yeah.
Um, Ebony did not look really good in her little tune-up or whatever it was in England. The
No.
fight that didn't even sell, which kind of destroys the notion that she's this big name and a big draw,
Yeah.
like she isn't, right? And
I
I think
like
that
the way you think. Yeah, I like this. I never even thought
but
about
like
Ebony.
if they could do a fight with Ebony Bridges in Australia, I think the networks there would
Mm-hmm.
buy it.
Yep.
I don't think you can feel however you want to feel about Sky, but I don't mean you, Chris. I just mean anybody in
Yeah, I was
general.
like, me?
But yeah, you. No, but like I don't think Ebony lays a glove on Sky. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't think
No.
she touches her, but
Mm-mm.
it's a good starting point and a fight that could probably get a good amount of attention. Quite frankly,
I agree with you. You know what? I agree with you.
that's what they
Yeah,
should do.
let's do
That's what
it.
they should do.
Let's
Why
do
not?
it. Let's
You know what I
do
mean?
it.
Ebony's a big girl
Let's call
too. Like
MVP.
Ebony can fight at 122. She's a pretty big girl, right?
Yeah.
So it just
Yeah,
is
she
what it
could.
is. With that said, that's my opinion, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
good way to kind of use Ebony at least as because look. Let me just say this one more thing: if you don't put her in there with Sky, the next girl's gonna beat her. Like
Mm-hmm.
anybody
Mm-hmm.
decent right now will beat Ebony.
Oh, for sure.
So
For
like, I'm
sure.
just saying, like they're definitely
For
not gonna
sure.
put her in there with Alexis again,
No.
right? Speaking of Alexis, big win for her. She had a win in El
I
Paso,
know.
Texas.
Congratulations, Alexis. I
She
know.
got that dub. You know, so shout
I
out to
want to
her.
see her do big things. She's so talented. She works so hard. Like I just want to see her do big things.
Yeah. Oh, Another thing before the last topic, Ruiz Fuchs. Um, I don't know
That
what it is
was
about those two. Anytime you throw them in the ring, they put on a great fight. It was
great
a
fight.
great fight. I will say this: La Cobra Ruiz looked really good in that
She
fight.
looked
Like
really good.
she,
Congratulations to her.
like
Yeah, she
she
looked
did,
so good.
and I'm not saying Fuchs looked bad, but
Right.
Ruiz did look better in that fight. That it was just
Yes.
her night, and
It was her night.
um, I do think that the being away from the ring for so long, it just didn't benefit Jane Fuchs.
Yeah, I
So
felt bad about that. You know, it's like you don't want to make any excuses and you don't want to take away from the champion, the winner, but yeah, it's just like ring rust is real. It really is.
who do you like? I want to see Ruiz. There's just some great fights for her. But
Mm-hmm.
one of them that I keep thinking about is Gabriela Fundora. They're right next to each other in weight classes, and I think that's a war. Like I
I
think that's
just
a great fight.
I just don't see anyone right now beating Gabby. I don't. Not I mean Ruiz is great. I don't know. I don't know. She's just
Oh.
I don't know.
Hmm.
She's special. She's special.
Okay, Gabriella is, but she's got to fight somebody. Like,
No, she does. I just no, I'm not saying she shouldn't fight anybody. I'm just saying I don't see anybody beating her
um,
right now. There's nobody just
hmm.
really, oh man, she would definitely beat her. Like I don't see it right now.
Well, yes, Ness gets from the boxing voice. You should move up all the way up to fight the girls at welterweight or something. So it is what it is. Because she's 5'9". She's too
That
tall.
that
Those
doesn't mean
girls.
anything.
Yeah, I know, but
She's got
you're,
no,
you know,
she's no comment.
yeah.
No comment.
Genie Fuchs, what I will say is she's got to get back in the ring ASAP. I
She
don't care who it
does.
is again. Just get back in the ring.
I
Stay
agree.
active. Red Owl, get in the ring. Like just
In
get
three
in there against
months.
somebody.
Let's go. 3 months. Let's go.
Max. Yeah, get in there. Just get active again and keep it
Yes.
moving on
Before the end of the year, let's go. Let's
100%.
go.
I would go as far as fight twice before the end of the year. I would
Yeah.
go that far if possible. So
Yep. I agree with you.
I want to see Fuse get at least one more title shot before it's all said and done.
Me
I
too.
think she could win the title. I really do. And maybe if she gets a title, we could see a trilogy because those two are always going to give great
Mm-hmm.
fights.
Fire
Always.
show.
I did talk to Roberto Diaz, and he said, "Look, if Jenny Fuse gets another one of the other belts, yeah, we'll definitely do a unification. So why not? So
I love it. I love it.
all right, Sugar Neeks versus Dina Thorslund. Dina Thorslund is the lineal champion. She's the ring champion of the division. Neeks on paper is the undisputed champion. She holds all the four
Mm-hmm.
major sanctioning
Mm-hmm.
body belts. As you know, Christine, she did win that in the fight against Sharita Metcalf in a great
Yes.
performance. Since
Yes.
then, Neeks has been in some pretty tough fights, bloody
Mm-hmm.
fights. They have not
Mm-hmm.
been easy for her, but she has been coming out on top. In fairness,
She has. She has.
now she's fighting Dina, who has not been inactive that much. She just had a tune up a couple of months ago, which is good,
Yeah. Right.
right? And she's looking really good in training.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a great main event fight, a great card. Of course, I'm sure you're going to be there, right?
I am. I'm going to be front row. I can't
All right.
wait.
Well, there you go.
And again, Sugar Neeks is one that every time she gets in the ring, you see a little bit more growth, and she's been looking good. I'm not ready to pick my corner yet, but I will.
I got
Hello,
Dina
hello.
Dorsman.
Do
I
you?
got
I mean,
unless
that's
yeah. Look, Sugar Nix is a good fighter. I'm not going to take anything
yeah.
away from her, but I do believe that Dina Dorsland is a pound for pound fighter. I think she's a great fighter. She has been inactive. We know about the pregnancy, and then she
Mm-hmm,
unfortunately
mm-hmm.
lost a baby. That's always going to play an emotional toll on people. Um,
Sure.
and so we know that, and we also know Dina's been boxing for a long time, so you can't be on top
Yeah.
forever. So you never know if
Right.
what can happen. But Dina Dorsland is a hell of an athlete. a warrior, amazing skills. I think she can move up to 122 and maybe fight Skye somewhere down the line as well. But I think Dina Dorland's been the best bantamweight in the world for many years.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, nothing lasts forever. I get that, and Sugar Neeks has made a lot of improvements. He's gotten better as a fighter. So this fight is culminating at the right time.
It
But
is. It is the
but
right time.
I'm still picking Dina Dorland to win.
There's no doubt that Dina is has a higher boxing IQ. Like she definitely does, in my opinion.
Mhm.
But like we stated before, Sugar Neek, she has been getting better and better each fight, and also she also throws like Zepeda, like bunches and bunches of punches. You know,
Mm.
to where her defense is also her offense. You know, so I'm very curious to see how it's going to go. I am going to make a prediction like before, like maybe Thursday or whatever, but on Women Crushing It Wednesday on Thursday. But right now, I'm just going to really enjoy talking about them both and watching them both in their past fights and just kind of making my notes. I love doing stuff like that.
Well, look, Dina Dorland, I believe is I'm pretty sure is defeated. I don't think she's ever lost.
No, I don't think she
So
has.
so
No.
that's a factor, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
granted, anybody can lose, but she doesn't know how to lose. So that's very
Right.
important. Sugar Neeks has lost twice, but she's learned from the
Mm-hmm.
losses. Obviously, she
Mm-hmm.
lost
Mm-hmm.
to experienced fighters. Ali Scottney, as we know, she lost her IBF belt to her at
Which I mean, if you're
122
going to lose
pounds.
to somebody, like you
She
know,
lost to Ali Scottney. Her first loss, her O, was taken by Shotgun Shan O'Connell back in 2021.
yeah, yeah,
A fight that Shotgun did win by unanimous, or I believe it was unanimous decision or split decision, but one or the other. But I felt Shotgun clearly won that fight. Granted, that was a Shotgun more in her time, and it was more Shotgun time than Sugar Neeks. And Neeks was a young fighter at the
mm-hmm,
time. Neeks did improve after that, but those are her only two losses, right?
yep,
And she learned from them, and she got better
mm-hmm,
from them, which is important, right?
absolutely.
So we'll see if is Dorslin too content where she's at versus Neeks, who's made leaps and bounds improvements from where she was at, right? So,
Yeah, I don't
you
think
know,
she'd be content. I think the mentality is, you know what, everybody's like Sugar Neeks is the girl right now, and so Thorslund has something to prove, and I don't think she's going to be content until
what
she
what's
proves herself.
what's important about the Scottney fight and the O'Connell fight that when you look at her opponents,
Mm-hmm.
those girls they have a good pop, like they could punch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure Hughes had a punch to keep her off, right?
Right.
Uh, Sharetta's
I
not
don't
known
think
as a
so.
big, massive puncher either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I do think Dina Dorslin has the pop
She does.
to keep her honest, and I think that's the type of pop that she's not been familiar with for a while now, and I think she's gonna feel it. And those punches and bunches you're talking about, I don't think they're gonna be there. One adjustment that Sugar Neeks made in the last few fights, especially after the O'Connell fight, she decided to like she used to be like a stick and move fighter and move a lot,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she became more aggressive, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think that's gonna work. Now, granted, can she do a switcheroo and go back to the stick and move style
or,
and
or
throw Dina
do
Dorslin
both
off?
according
Or
to
do both?
whatever's
Yeah.
going on. Yeah, and that's where I'm talking about is like, yes, the amateur background plays a big part. You can't stay there. You have to sit on your punches and you have to be in the pocket a little bit more in the pros. But if you have that amateur pedigree and you can do both, it will help you. It does help you. And if you have to switch it on and off, you can. So that's why I'm not ready yet. I see your points and I totally agree with them, but I'm not ready yet to make a prediction because I don't know. I mean, Dina was off for a while. Yes, she had her tune up, but I don't know. She's been very active and she's been growing each fight. So it's going to be
Yeah.
fucking fire show. It is. It
Keep
is.
sugars and fly for sure.
Yes, and I
MAW. No, go ahead.
yes, no, go ahead, read it.
Well, really quick, shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the Australian dollars, Australian bosses for bear.
Yes.
You know, but
Thank
anyway,
you,
salute
MAW.
to Sal and Christine
Yes,
and
thank you,
chat.
thank you.
Hope all is well. Good win for Zepeda over Roach. Good to see MVP working with Matchroom and PFL. Cross promotions to not restrict fights. Sub, share,
Yes.
smash the like, please. Absolutely. And make sure you
Yes.
subscribe to In the Ringer Christine here on YouTube as well.
Yes,
Christine,
thank you.
go ahead, Christine.
Thank you.
You were saying?
No, I was just gonna say that last week I had said, that I have 2 front row tickets to the Sugar Neeks and Dina Thorslund fight. I only need 1, and so I did a little contest and everything. And so I have winner 1, 2, and 3 because I need to call winner 1, see if they're gonna be in Florida. Winner 2, see if they're gonna be in Florida, and then winner 3. So I'm gonna reach out to them and see if they're gonna be in Florida, and then I will announce who it was. But I will say that I know that the third person that I picked, because I just kind of like drew it, whatever, is over there, is in Florida. So let's see what 1 and 2 are doing, and then I'll announce who they were. But yeah, it was a real deal, and they're great seat.
Or you could just give your brother the ticket. You know what I mean? The hell with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you just give me the ticket. Like, you know what I mean? What's going on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying. All right. No, but I wouldn't be able to make it anyway. But shout out to the winner. So you don't want to announce because you don't know if they're going to be there.
No, because I'm not sure. I don't want to. Yeah, I want to wait just so I know for sure who the winner's going to be. Yeah.
Okay. All right. These people been vetted. Like we don't want some serial killer to show up. Like,
yeah, because I mean, and they're also going to have to be able to put up with me because I'm going to be right next to them. You know what I'm saying? So
No, I was worried about the serial killer, not about like like what are you going to do?
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like
no.
But with that said, a couple of things about that card. Speaking of Shredder Metcalf, who's on a redemption tour almost, right? She's going to be facing one of Neeks' former opponents as well, the girl from Canada, right? So, big opportunity for Chicken to continue her redemption, get that one step closer to possibly getting her revenge, right? I think most that know Chicken, especially yourself, know that was not the best version of her, right?
Right.
So, but she needs to get there. She needs to create that opportunity. So, big fight for her this weekend, yeah.
Yeah, big fight, and she's been looking really good. She's training with my husband and my son, Coach Haas and Coach Cieli, and she's looking really good. I saw her the other day. She was sparring, and I see her in the gym, and she's doing a great job. I mean, she should win the fight. If I have to put some money down, I'm definitely going for Chicken. And she's been looking really good. I think that as
bet the mortgage, everybody, Christine said, bet the mortgage.
Yeah, but no, I didn't say bet the mortgage. I didn't say bet
Christine
the mortgage.
Said it's a lot.
Maybe a car note. No, but really, like I said, I think she, just like all boxers, you learn things that you do well, you learn things that you didn't do well. So I think she should win the fight. Like I'm betting on her, that's for sure, and I can't wait to see her get her hand raised. And I'm so proud of my husband and my son. They've just done amazing work with her, and of course, obviously, she put in the work, and she's been looking really good.
Shout out to LT. Shout out to HLD. Man, everybody's rhyming today. You know what I mean? MVPW, I like Sugar Neeks and support her, but I have no doubt that had Dina Thorslund had the opportunity, she would have achieved undisputed. To be honest, right? I'll go as far as to say, Christine, that this is for true undisputed, because I know they're women, but there's an old saying: to be the man, you got to beat the man. And
for sure.
To be the woman, you got to beat the woman. She is a Lino champion,
for sure.
And that's not a title you just get. You got to beat her. So
yeah, for sure,
definitely, it's very unique in that sense. So I can't wait for that fight. And of course, Desley Robinson, your favorite Australian, is gonna be in the ring.
You know what? I really like her. Like I'm a fan of her. I really like her a lot. She's super sweet. We had her on the show, and she's really great. but I also know Tam, and I've been in camps with Tam, and Tam is a fucking beast, okay?
Mm,
And she doesn't talk a lot, you know, she doesn't talk shit. She lets her hands do the talking. She is definitely a superstar in the making. For those that don't know her, I really believe that fight night she is going to make a statement.
mm.
But this is a great matchup. Two women that I totally admire and support. But if I have to make a pick, I'm definitely going with Tam.
Finally, just on
What
some,
say you? What say you?
I think it's going to be a good fight. Um, Undecided on the winner, but I think it's going to be a good fight. You know, but I am surprised that Desley took the fight this soon, especially right after having a fight not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it shows, that she's also not a spring chicken, so she doesn't have time to be waiting either. So
Mm-hmm.
she wants to start making moves. The fight with K Scott's not going to happen for Undisputed, so might as well just keep it moving. But hey, shout out to her. You know what I mean? And regardless of who
Absolutely.
wins the fight, I'm sure MVP will still have him back on. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
They're both amazing. Like they're both
yeah.
amazing. We still want more. We're still going to want more after this fight for sure.
What I will say is I think punching power will make the difference in this fight.
Yeah,
Is what I
for
will say.
sure. Yeah.
All right.
I punching power and also I don't I think also how can I say this, like angles and movement, and you know, Tam has a very big boxing
Mm.
IQ, amateur boxing. I think she's going to go back to the Olympics too for 2028. So she's yeah, former Olympian.
We really need to separate amateurs from pros, but that's a completely different story, right? Like that's a complete.
Everybody in the world is not separating them. We're the only ones that do. But you know, it's like if we can't beat
What are
them,
you gonna
join
do?
them. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just my opinion, but what are you
No,
gonna do?
I agree with you.
And then they have these weird rules. Well, if you only have so many fights, it's okay. Or you're this age,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. It's like either you do it or
Yeah.
you don't. Like you know what I mean? What are we
Yeah.
doing?
I
Um,
agree.
but plus, I fundamentally believe, and I'm sure you agree, they're two totally different sports, right?
It
So
is. It
um,
is very
like
different
I don't
styles.
quite, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so just we didn't get an opportunity to talk about this. It's a very sad news. The boxing community lost a fighter, and a family lost like a sister, a daughter. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but
Fiance,
yeah, it's
boxer. Yeah.
a completely unnecessary situation.
Yeah.
Hannah Rapp was hit by a motorist, and it was fatal. She did pass away. It came at a complete shock. I was
Mm-hmm.
working. My social media was going crazy when it happened, and the first message I saw was yours, and I didn't
Yeah.
quite. You know when you look at a message and you're not sure you saw it right, you're kind of like,
Yeah.
"Did I
You're
see that
hoping
right?"
you
You look
didn't
at it
see it
again.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "I can't believe this happened," right?
Yeah.
And that's when I went to social media. It was everywhere, and unfortunately, she passed away. Um, I'm not sure like what this motorist was thinking. I did see on the GoFundMe like what they had said that they believe he like backed up and purposely hit her.
Yeah.
Now, and it looks like that's true. We'll see.
Yeah.
He should most definitely be tried. Uh,
Yeah.
what I know for sure is that he has a history of it.
Yes.
Is what I do know for
Yes.
sure. And
Yes.
to me, that is attempted murder when you try to hit somebody with your vehicle. Like period.
And
And
but
if you do
yeah,
hit them
he
and kill them, that's murder,
yeah.
in my opinion.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like not
Absolutely.
manslaughter, not
Right.
involuntary manslaughter. No, no, murder. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is what it means. Kane just said, you know, repetitive offender. Um, I know HLD feels she was murdered. Um, that's a legal term, so I'm gonna kind of refrain from saying it until he's found guilty. But and all the facts come out, but it does appear like he did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but man, road rage is something I used to have. Okay, years I don't have it anymore, right? Anybody out there driving, if you have road rage and you know if you do or you don't, right? You got to let that go, man. Like
Or
you're
get
gonna
off
end
the
up hurting.
road.
Yeah, you're gonna hurt
Yeah.
yourself. You're gonna hurt somebody. Even if you never done anything, it takes
Mm-hmm.
one stupid second to make one stupid decision.
Change your life forever and somebody
That's it.
else's.
If you're cussing out vehicles inside your vehicle, you got a problem, right? I'm
Yeah.
just saying. If you are getting like mad because someone is going 5 miles below the speed limit, I'm not saying it shouldn't be irritating, but if you're getting like really angry about it and
Yeah.
you're changing lanes and honking at them and getting in front of them and like you have a problem and you need to fix that. Okay,
Or if you get
ASAP.
angry when you see bicyclists on the street and you want them to
Which
go
I don't
faster.
even I mean, how could this guy be so angry? Like there's this one story that he went so he it was so close to the bicyclist.
Yeah.
All they did
That's
was
what it
call him
was.
out, and then he backed up against
That's
them. And
that's
apparently that's what
exactly.
happened here.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
called you out for being reckless. You get more
Right.
you showed them by being more reckless.
Right. And who
This
wins?
person
Nobody.
they shouldn't like I don't know, they got to be harsher about people that
The
are
court system
like this.
has
Yeah.
failed us. Court system failed us. He should have
Do we
never
know
been.
if he do we know he had a suspended license or not?
I don't know that. I just know that he had a rap sheet as long as our arm, and he had had all other like things going on because of his anger and his, I don't know,
Wow.
him being very volatile. It's
If
just, yeah.
his license was not suspended, I'm going to be even
Hmm.
more angry.
Yeah, I know.
Like this
Yeah,
is insane.
it is.
So,
God
thoughts on
bless
that,
her.
Christine?
So
Obviously, there's not, it's very sad, but
it's very
my
sad.
thoughts
I
and prayers
mean,
go out to them. But your thoughts?
yeah, but our boxing community is very small. It's like a family, it's I received a few calls from some, MVP boxers, and that they had gotten a call from MVP, to break the news, and it was just so sad. And I did reach out to her manager and her coach because I do know them, and I really know her manager very, very well, and they immediately responded, and they were just devastated, obviously. So I just feel so bad for the family. I really do. And this guy, he should have been locked up. He should have been, I don't know. They need to really see who the judge was that let him out,
So
because
if
they,
the judge that presided over his killing, obviously of and a rap, is like, I don't even know why you were free, then there's a problem, right?
oh, definitely a
If the
fucking
judge
problem.
doesn't understand, right, and he has everything in front of him, right,
And he has the
then there's a
power.
problem.
Yeah. It's just very
Yeah,
tragic.
this makes me. I have a coworker that was killed by a reckless driver who had a rap sheet. He had a long rap sheet with pedestrians, which is like insane to me. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone knows you need to be extra careful with pedestrians when you're inside a damn
Mm-hmm.
vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would just say that life is fleeting. Our lives can change from one second to the next. So love your loved ones, have more patience, have more
Mm,
tolerance, leave the judgment, in the garbage can,
yeah,
forgive. And yeah, there's a lot of lessons to be learned.
100%. So, what are you gonna
Yeah.
do? Right. I think road rage should be punished harsher, just in
Hmm.
general. Like if there's
Absolutely.
evidence of road rage and they stop you for it, it should be
Get
treated
a mental
very seriously.
evaluation. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, like you should not be on the road. Like it is what
Hmm.
it is, right? You
Hmm.
don't have the mental capacity to do it. So
Right.
that's just
Exactly.
my opinion. I would argue that road rage is probably more dangerous than someone who's like drinking and driving. All right, so because you're doing things intentionally. Like I'm just saying. But
Yep.
Christine,
Yeah.
any final thoughts?
No, just everybody thinks for everybody that tuned in. Thank you, my brother. You know, I always love talking boxing. It's been a long time and you know, I haven't been on in a while. So I was really looking forward to tonight. And everybody, please tune in to Women Crushing It Wednesdays. It's going to be on Thursday because I will be flying to Florida so I can be front row at the Sugar Neeks and Dina Thorslund's fight. And stay tuned for the lucky winner that gets to sit by me and watch the fight front row.
So it's not Women Crushing It Wednesday then. It's like,
I mean,
it's
we
Women
crush it every
Crushing It
day.
Thursday.
Honestly, we crush it every day. You know, I mean, that's just the
Let's
name of
call
the
it
show.
Thirsty
Ain't no
Thursday
thirsty
Boxing
nothing.
Talk.
Ain't no thirsty nothing.
Thirsty Thursday Boxing Talk. I just gave
Nah,
you.
bro.
I just gave you some game. You know, for
No,
the podcast.
ain't no thirsty nothing. No.
Anyway, don't text and drive. Don't drink and drive.
Mm-mm.
Don't and get anger management if you have a bunch of road rage. I'm just saying. All right.
Facts.
With that said, guys, we're out of here. Peace.
Peace.